Ahoy everyone, my name is Sirhc and welcome back to another episode here on the Colonies, my single player Minecraft world. I did a stream this past weekend where we did some work here. Made some more stuff here in our town square, making some progress, and I am happy with how this is turning out. Mainly we built that building. This is our storefront. It's a collection of shops, all connected but also kind of separate, trying to give each section of the building its own little theme, its own design, I guess. Basically, we just changed the woods. That's all that we really have different here. But man, I am really happy with how this turned out. It was kind of a weird build, building these things connected, lots of like balconies and different spaces. But I think it's going to work out really nicely. And I love the way it looks. I think this is going to be fantastic. Especially when we start putting some stuff in the middle here in the town square. But yeah, like I said, we have a few shops here, and I've sort of planned out what's gonna go everywhere. The main idea behind here is we have this storage room down here. It's great. There's a lot of stuff in here, but it's mostly just for blocks. I don't have room for stuff like food, armor, name tags, saddles, all of these like tools and items and food. And so we're going to be making some kind of separate storage areas, places to keep things out here with these shops. So for example, we're going to have a rocket shop right here where we're going to keep our 3-second rockets that we use for flight. I'm going to also keep ender pearls here because they're kind of related to that transportation getting around. And I'd like to have like an actual rocket crafting area for like the visual rockets that you set off and look at that nobody does because it's kind of expensive to do and they're sort of complicated to craft, but they are really fun. We'll definitely have to set up some sort of display with some dispensers where you can just load it up every once in a while and shoot off a bunch of rockets, have a nice show. But yeah, so we have like a rocket shop there. We're going to have a butcher shop here with all of our meat stored. We're going to have a cartographer where we can store maps and mapping items. Upstairs, we have a scribe. In here, we're going to store like books and bookmaking things, written books. This is going to be a cafe. I don't know if it's going to really store much, but this one has a balcony off the back. And I figured that would make the most sense to make this a cafe. And we can put some seating back here and you can look out over the ocean. And then finally, we have a banner shop here. So again, we can store some wools, banners, and dyes, different things to make the different banners. Also with the new update, the 1.14 update, we're going to have a few different like crafting stations that are going to be added, like a loom. I think it's the loom that you use to make banners. And we're also going to have I don't remember what the one for maps are. If it's like a cartography station, I'm not sure what it's called. But there is a special block that you use to expand maps. And so it'll be a place to keep those as well. Oh, and I forgot to show the final thing here. We do have some space up at the top. So we have a tiny staircase up here. And I figured we'd add some living quarters, some very tiny living spaces. Tiny apartments that people can live in. This one's really tiny. Very small one-room apartment. I figured this one and the other one on the end, we could maybe split up into a couple of rooms, have a bedroom and then like a main living space. But I thought that was really fun to just hide some living area up in here. And it's fairly realistic as well when you're in like a downtown town center area. Space is very valued, and so a lot of times you'll have housing on top of shops. You want to squeeze whatever you can out of that real estate. I figured we'd start off today by going through these shops and adding the things we want to have in them. Like in this rocket shop, we want a rocket crafting area, so we got plenty of storage for paper and gunpowder, dyes, the modifiers for the rockets that explode and look pretty, and we're going to want that in kind of a back room separated from the rest of the shop. So we'll put a temporary wall here. I might do this out of trapdoors just so that we don't lose as much space. But yeah, that'll work there. And then out in the storefront, we're going to want the things that we sell, or quote unquote sell, since I'm the only one here. And I'll just run in here and take whatever I want whenever I want to. But maybe up in this front area, we'll have just a couple of small chests for like 1 and 2 second rockets, which I don't really use, but it might be nice to have some on hand. And maybe maybe I could keep a few basic, pretty exploding rockets. And then I think back here, we could do like a full double chest of 3 second rockets and maybe a full double chest of ender pearls, possibly. I'll have to decorate these up and maybe make these look like they're on shelves. But let's move on to the butcher shop. So here we're going to want to store a bunch of meat. I think we're also going to want to cook some meat here. So maybe back here we can do some sort of furnace setup. Another item we're going to get in 1.14 is the smoker, which cooks items faster than a regular furnace. Cooks food items faster than a regular furnace. So I'm sure we'll be switching out these furnaces for those. Actually, I want to move these forward 1. So let's just put this here. I might actually put that down in the floor now that I look at this. But then we'll put our coal in from the back. So we can put a chest back there. Put some hoppers here. And stick some a chest here. There we go. Yeah, I'm not sure if I like this being up like that. I might stick this in the floor, although I do like the furnaces being where they're at. So I might just do that and then put these hoppers down, or continue these hoppers down like that. And then we can cook our food there. I can decorate this up to make it look like a nice oven. And then we're going to want some storage for food as well, which we could do a bunch of chests here or something. We're going to want some sort of counter in here. Ooh, this is kind of a tight space. We're already really losing area. Maybe, how would I want to do a counter? I guess we could have that open. I was thinking I wanted to have this kind of sectioned off and then have like a counter out front. Like if we, I mean, with trapdoors, I could probably make this work. Like have this all sectioned off and then have, I don't know, something like this where you have the counter, you have the door to the back over here. They can come out, the butcher can come out and sell you your meats. I'll have to play around with that, but that's sort of the idea that I want. Maybe we'll just have to have this back area open to the front and just have a counter out in front of it. For the cartographer here, we're going to have lots of maps everywhere, maps of different areas, as well as maybe some treasure maps, like unfilled treasure maps would look really cool in here. So we're going to have, I'd like to have some sort of table where we can have a map laid out on. And I think we're going to do a crafting table there and then some bookshelves. So it looks like there's storage underneath the table. I think over here we could do like the actual crafting area for the maps. Again, in 1.14 we'll have a new block for that, so that can go there. Then we're going to need some chests for storage. Maybe we'll just fill this up here. Lots of chests. And then I feel like we need something special up front here, but I'm not sure what you would put unless I just did some sort of wall here. If I just did, whoops, not that. Although I think that could work if we just put these on the side. Whoops, not like that, like this. And then we put some item frames in front of it and then fill those with maps. So when you look in the front window, you see this big map, but you could still walk through it. That might be interesting. I might have to play around with something like that. Upstairs, we have the scribe, and I think in here we're just going to put like lots of bookshelves, lots of chests, some crafting tables. Again, in 1.14, we're going to get something called a lectern, where you can place a book down on it and even read it from that block, which is pretty neat. So we'll have at least one of those, maybe a couple of those. But yeah, it's mostly just going to be lots of bookshelves, I believe. The cafe here should be pretty simple. It's mainly just going to be a counter. I think we'll put a counter right here. Just like, I don't know, we could just do something like that. And have a little opening right there. And then lots of tables and chairs. Could do one right here. Where's the oak stairs? Oh, I suppose I should do something different for chairs in here since we have an oak floor. But for now, I'll just do those as a placeholder. There's really not a lot of room in here, is there? I was thinking of doing, I mean, we could have some seating at the counter there. That's possible. Maybe move this away from the corner there and put seating there. And then out on the balcony, we can put a table here and I think a table here as well. And do, whoops, other way. Do a chair here, chair there. And then here we could do a chair there and a chair there. Maybe there. But I think we'll go without that one. So just something simple like that. We can have some item frames with the menu items. And finally we have the banner shop, which, I mean, we'll probably just hang a bunch of banners here, right? We can have some windows in some of these places, like up front here. And over in the side, I'm sure we'll want at least one window back here too, looking at that beautiful ocean. But we got some room over here for storage. And then, yeah, lots of chests and banners, I guess. I've been working on these shops a bit more, and this banner shop is the only one really giving me trouble. I'm not sure how to fill up all this space with just banner stuff. Like, we don't really need that big of a area for crafting them. We could fill it with like wools or displaying tons of different banners, but I think I'm just going to hold off on this for now, especially since banners are going to be a lot easier to craft in 1.14. Right now, you have to craft a banner with a pattern of dies, whereas in 1.14 with the loom, you just stick your banner in there, stick a die, you choose what pattern, and it's just one die per layer. It's a lot cheaper than doing these. I think this one costs 5 die just to make this cross shape. So that would be pretty nice. So we're gonna hold off on this. If you have any suggestions on how to decorate this place, how to fill up the space, or if you have another shop idea that could go in here, let me know down in the comments. But we can go check out the rest of this building. So let's head upstairs to the living quarters. We got some nice apartments, all furnished, that's the word, furnished and decorated. A little kitchenette, 1 bedroom in there. Oh, it looks nice. Nice and cozy. Got the tiny studio apartment in here, all in one room. And some giant paintings to make the place look a little bit nicer. And then a little apartment down here again, just a small 1-bedroom apartment. I like it. They're really nice and tiny and cozy and cute. And then we can move on to the cafe. I just have a flower pot in place of like a mug. So we just have flower pots laying everywhere, like just serving coffee, little coffee shop. Nothing really useful here, but it looks pretty nice, which is cool. And then over here, why is this here? I don't remember putting 2 of them there. In this shop, we have the Cartographer. I moved this from downstairs because it's a little bit roomier up here. And we have room for our map table here. Made a map of this island. So there's the town that we're working on right there. Pretty nice. I wish it was more centered, but can't really do anything about that. And then on the wall, we just have a couple of other maps hanging. I do want to get some other special maps, like maybe a Woodland Mansion map or a Guardian Temple map, and put those in here. Just decorate it up. And then we have lots of chests for paper, and I think I have some compasses. Maybe I turned those all into maps. I think I turned those all into maps, but we can store some compasses and or just empty maps in here, as well as created maps. So that will work pretty nice. And then we can head downstairs. So over here we have the scribe, a little bit cozier than before. Put some paper and books on the desk. And in here I do have some paper stored and some books and ink sacks and feathers to make written books. So that is pretty neat. Got the scribe there. Over here we have the butcher shop. I did end up putting a counter here with some meat on here, which I need to fix this. I don't want that pressure plate stuck down. So we can put an item frame there with our meat, and then the iron pressure plate as a sort of plate that our meat is sticking on. I like that. And then we have the 5 different types of meats up on the wall displayed, and back here we have our furnace and some storage for meat products. Pretty nice. Some food products in there. By the way, a lot of our other food is going to be stored out here on the square. We're going to set up some little market stalls for things like potatoes and carrots, wheat, apples. I think that should look pretty neat. But finally, we have our rocket shop in here. Not a lot going on, just some storage chests. I did put my extra elytra in here on the on our armor stand. And then we have our 3-second rockets in there, some ender pearls. And then we have a little crafting area here, danger explosive material. So here we have some paper and gunpowder, and we can stick other things in here that we need. I also put some recipes for the fireworks stars, the different modifiers that make them explode differently. So we can have that resource, and I don't need to look it up every time. So that is this building. I'm really happy with it. Again, these bone blocks are temporary. I do want to switch those out eventually once we get some terracotta. But for now, I just wanted to get this like town square built before we go out and gather a bunch more different resources. To finish off the episode, we're going to make one more shop here. And this is going to be the bakery. So we're going to stick things like cake, bread, pumpkin pie in here. I do have a couple of furnaces, even though in Minecraft you don't actually bake any of the baked goods. So those are mainly just decorative. But the rest of this is going to be some chests filled with items, and then some counter space to put cakes and other different items. So I'm going to get to work finishing this up and getting this built. Oh man, I really miss these sunsets. Why didn't I fix this earlier? They're so amazing. Been going without it. Yeah, you may have noticed we haven't had our custom skies active recently. I think Optifine, something changed with Optifine, and I had to change a folder name in my resource pack. But I got that fixed, so now we have these beautiful cloudy skies and colorful sunsets. I will post a link to the updated resource pack in my description down below, so if you want to check that out, you can. Let's take a little sleep, and then we'll check out, do a little update on what I have been working on. I've got the bakery all done. There she is. Nice, tall, skinny build. I think she fits in real nice in the area, really closes it in. Oh, I love it. That was going to be the last build I was going to do here, but I think I should probably get this one done as well, so we can really have a nice entrance into the town square. So I'll probably get that one done before next episode. But man, I really love how this thing turned out. Pretty interesting little build. Got a nice stone face over on this side. Something a little different since we have like the ovens and kitchen in there. Figured that would work out pretty nice. We got some living quarters upstairs with a staircase on the outside. So inside we just have some little countertops, some displays for the cake, and we have lots of baked goods made up in here. We got some extra cake in here as well, which I am hungry. Yummy, delicious. One thing though is I should probably get a cow somewhere around here. Maybe like in the backyard somewhere. Even a chicken would be nice to get some eggs. But a cow definitely, because if we want to make more cakes, we're going to need milk buckets. And I don't want to run all the way over to my cow farm down in Rockwall. It'd be nice to have just a local cow, nice dairy cow that we can do our milking with. But let's head upstairs to the living quarters, I guess where the bakers would live. So over here we got a nice tiny kitchen for them, a little dining table, nice master bedroom down here. And then a little second floor with, or I guess this is the third floor, but got a little study area and then another bedroom in here. Oh yes, I love it. Fantastic. Got another built up in here. And yeah, next episode I really want to try and finish this place up, get the road in, you know, all the floor in here, and get those market stalls built up. But let's finish off today's episode with the comment. It says, those are some nice interiors. And in my opinion, the builds are sort of missing. What the builds are sort of missing is custom trees or large oaks like you've got on the starter island. That was from the 13.3 MC. And yeah, we should definitely get some more greenery in here. Maybe we can work on that next episode. Although here in the town square, I'm not sure if we'll have a lot of room. We could try doing something like right in the middle here, just a real small tree. It would be nice to have some sort of greenery, but we are going to be very cramped. We'll definitely have to work in some trees, and maybe I'll have to plan those out a little bit so that we actually have space for them in the future in different parts of Salt Cliff here. But anyways, that is going to do it for today. Hope you have enjoyed another episode here on the Colonies, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye, folks.